Hello, and welcome back to Best Self Yoga, a practice created for K-12 educators. My name is Lindsay, and I'm a teacher here in Southern Oregon. Best Self Yoga is inspired by the book Teach from Your Best Self, A Teacher's Guide to Thriving in the Classroom, written by my good friend Jay Schroeder. I'm excited to announce that Teach from Your Best Self is now available on audiobook, and I've left the link in the channel description. We're now diving into part two of the book, which focuses on the skills and principles that foster lower effort, higher impact teaching. I'm keeping it. Together, we will embody these approaches and we will reflect on how they resonate both on and off the mat. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey, for choosing to take the time to invest in your best self, and for bringing that energy into your classroom, even if just for today. I'll meet you on the mat. Hello, and welcome to our Chapter 9 practice, which is entitled An Antidote to Decision Fatigue, Finding Clarity Through Reflective Writing. You're invited today to bring a notebook and something to write with and just have it beside your mat. And if you ever feel inclined to just let your thoughts flow, grab that writing utensil and go for it. If you don't have that urge today, that's okay too. We're going to start in a seat today, finding that connection with our mat. I'm going to start with some shoulder rolls, syncing that movement with our breath. So inhaling as you squeeze your shoulders up towards your ears, exhaling as you squeeze those shoulder blades in towards your spine. On your next inhale, we're going to go ahead and make a big circle with our arms. Inhaling, reaching for the sky. And as you exhale, circling those arms back, planting those fingertips on the mat, sitting up nice and tall. We're going to make some neck circles. We're going to start with them small and then make them gradually bigger, and only making them as big as feels good with your neck and your body. So listening to the cues that your body is giving you. I like to imagine that there's like lasers shooting straight out of my eyes, and I'm going to go in the counterclockwise direction, making sort of small circles. And then making the circle a little bit bigger. You can even close your eyes and imagine drawing those circles on the backs of your eyelids. Slowly making your circle bigger and bigger, nice and slow, no pain. The next time that your eyes are facing downward, just pause here. Bringing your chin towards your chest. Inhaling to bring your hands just in front of you. Thanking our hands for all that they do. Inhale, big circle with the arms as we reach up towards the sky. Exhale, big circle backwards as we plant our palms or our fingertips on the mat. We're now going to do the same thing, making circles, but this time going in the clockwise direction. So starting small, maybe closing your eyes. Letting that circle get bigger and bigger till getting a nice stretch in that neck.
The next time that your gaze is down in your lap, just holding here. Inhaling to bring your hands in front of your gaze. Exhaling, going ahead, looking up, maybe rubbing those palms together. Placing your left hand on your heart, right over your left, finding stillness here. And slowly open your eyes if they're closed. We're going to rock back just slightly, bringing our feet together, coming into a butterfly pose. You can adjust your sits bones if needed. Your feet can be close in towards your hips or further out. Finding that sweet spot to feel the nice stretch in those inner thighs and in your hips. Sitting up nice and tall, finding stillness. So time, energy, and attention are both physical and mental resources. And it's been found that making decisions depletes our mental energy and can lead to decision fatigue. We're going to inhale to close those legs up, bringing our heels in line with our hips as we lean back. Inhale. And as you exhale, letting those knees fall to the right, keeping those shoulders square to the long side of your mat. Inhaling back to center. Exhale, gently going just the other direction, trying to keep those shoulders square to that long side. Inhaling back to center. We're going to cross the left leg over the right, flexing our foot on the left, coming into the seated pigeon, sitting up nice and tall. So as you know, working in a K-12 setting is a decision demanding environment. And what makes it more complicated is that the variables are constantly changing. Inhale to rock backwards. Exhaling, we're going to slide that right foot on its side, planting the left foot onto our mat, sitting up nice and tall, adjusting our seat as needed. Inhale, reaching for the sky with that left hand. Exhale, twisting over that left shoulder, that left leg. Option here is to inhale, bringing that right elbow on the outside of that left leg, or staying here with me in this seated twist. Oftentimes, this can lead to internal conflict as we're in our workday, and making thousands of decisions from an internally conflicted place is exhausting. Inhaling back to center. We can exhale, coming into shoelace pose, stacking those knees, one right on top of the other, feeling a nice stretch on this outer left thigh. Inhale to sit up nice and tall. Exhaling, finding stillness here. When we're exhausted, it's more difficult to stay in our best selves, and sometimes can cause us to be too rigid or too porous with our boundaries and our decisions. leading to that fatigue that Jay talks about in this chapter. We're going to inhale to lean back, unwind, bringing those heels in line with those hips. Inhale here, exhale, dropping those knees to the left. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling, dropping those knees to the right. Inhaling back to center. This time crossing that right leg over your left, flexing that right heel, using those hands maybe to help you extend that stretch in this outer right hip leg area. And one way that Jay suggests to reduce that mental fatigue is by making policy decisions when you can. And he gives a few examples of different ways that people have made policy decisions. Inhale to lean back. Exhale, turning that left foot sideways, planting your right foot into the mat, adjusting your seat as needed. Inhaling, reaching to the sky with the right hand. Exhale, your option for what kind of twist you want to take here. Prioritizing ROI is a policy decision that we can make that helps inform our future decision making and how we spend that time, energy, and attention. It's really a reframing on our decision making. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling, coming into that shoelace pose, or maybe just into a comfortable seat of your choice. Wherever you are, finding stillness here. In this chapter, Jay also makes a discrepancy between the words decision and choice. And he defines a decision as a desire to reach an outcome, whereas a choice is a selection we make from our core values. And he says that choices connect us with our purpose. And I love that. Inhaling to rock backwards, unwind, coming onto all fours. I'm going to come into extended child's pose, so bringing those knees as wide as the mat, big toes to touch. Inhaling to look forward. Exhaling, sending that seat back into your feet, reaching forward. Sinking into your mat here. So today's theme is inner knowing. Oftentimes we can make decisions based on a desired impact or outcome, which may leave us feeling frustrated because intent and effect are not always aligned. When we make choices from our inner knowing, a place of internal alignment, we're able to follow our passion with intuition and joy, letting go of that expectation and frustration, and in turn feeling energized. Gonna inhale to look forward, using our hands to walk up to a seat, bringing our knees together, feet together, coming into hero's pose. Maybe rolling those shoulders back. Connecting with our inner knowing, becoming aligned with our core values. Takes vulnerability and practice and time. I like to follow Glennon Doyle's advice on how to know. So I'm going to share that with you here today. How to know. Moment of uncertainty arises. Breathe. Turn inward. Sink. Feel around for the knowing. Do the next thing it nudges you toward. Let it stand. Don't explain. Repeat forever. For the rest of your life, continue to shorten the gap between the knowing and the doing. Taking a nice breath here. We're going to go ahead and come back on all fours. Bringing our wrists just underneath our shoulders, our hips just above our knees. Tucking that tailbone in under just slightly, coming into a flat back tabletop here. Finding stillness. Feeling around for that knowing. Moving into our cat-cow. Inhale. Lowering that navel towards your mat, a lift in your chest. Exhale, rounding through, pulling your navel in towards your spine. Spine towards the sky. Moving with your own breath in and out of cat-cow. We can grow our self-awareness, become more in touch with that inner guide through reflective writing, the yoga practice, or anything else that helps you feel authentically you. Coming back to the tabletop position, we're going to inhale, reach for the sky with that right arm. Exhale, threading the needle, right arm goes under the left, bringing our right ear to the mat, keeping those hips over our knees. We can use this left arm as a kickstand here, or you can join me as inhaling. And as you exhale, wrapping that left hand into a bind, grabbing the right thigh, opening that chest. Inhale, reaching for the sky, planting that left palm. Pushing back up to all fours, planting that left or the right hand. Inhale, reaching for the sky with the left. Exhale, threading the needle. Left arm goes under the right. Resting that left ear on the mat. You can keep that right arm on the ground, using it as a nice kickstand to find a sweet spot. Or inhale to reach for the sky. Exhale, wrapping that right hand under I mean, over your back, making that bind with your left leg and right hand, opening that chest. Inhale, reaching for the sky. Exhale, planting that right palm, coming back up to all fours. Rocking those hips a little left to right. We're going to plant our palms, coming into a plank pose just briefly. Inhale. And as you exhale, sending those hips up towards the sky. Down dog. Taking the time to pedal it out. Hanging out in the places it feels good. When you feel ready, finding some stillness here. When you're ready, making your way to the top of the mat. Coming into a forward fold. Nice bend in those legs. Letting your head and shoulders get heavy. I'm going to slowly roll up. And as your hands get to the tops of your thighs, making a nice big circle. Coming into mountain pose. So our feet are about hip width apart. Tucking that tailbone under just slightly, engaging those glutes as we stand up, rooting into all four corners of our feet. Inhale. And as you exhale, just letting that left ear fall over your left shoulder. Imagine energy shooting out those fingertips. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling, right ear over your right shoulder. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling. We're going to start our flow. We're going to do a sun salutation A. So inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And fold. Plant those palms, step the left toes back and then the right toes, dropping those knees, your chest, and then your chin, coming into cobra. And then making your way to downward dog. You can slither your way up or come into a plank first. Making your way up to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And fold. Root to rise, coming all the way up. Hands to heart. I'm going to do that again, adding on each time. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And fold. Planting your palms, stepping it back. Dropping your knees, your chest, and chin. Inhaling for cobra. Down dog. We're going to inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, bending that right knee, stepping the right foot just behind the right hand, lowering that left knee, sliding that left big toe straight back to the short side of your mat. We're going to inhale, rise up. Exhale, big circle with your arms, bringing those hands to your hips, checking in there. So we want our hips to be square to the short side of the mat, and we also want to try and make them level. So checking in, woo, checking in with that. Right knee over your right ankle. We still want this stretch here in that left hip flexor. Inhale, reaching for the sky. Exhale, planting your palms, uncurling those back toes, stepping it back. Find your flow. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Repeating the same thing on the left side. So inhale, reach the left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, step it through. Lowering that right knee, sliding the right big toe back. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, big circle with those arms as you bring your hands to your hips, checking in here. Left knee over that left ankle. Inhale to look up. Exhale, planting those palms, stepping it back. Knees, chest, chin. Cobra. Down dog. Making your way up to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Halfway lift. And fold. Root to rise. Hands to heart. Finding stillness. Checking in with your heart, your breath, your inner knowing as we add on. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift and fold. Planting those palms, stepping it back. This time, option to come into that chaturanga, to up dog, downward facing dog. We're going to inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, step it through. Planting the right foot, lowering the left knee. Inhale, rising up to that low lunge. Inhale to look up. Exhale, making that big circle with our arms, hands on our hips to check in. We're going to come into a warrior two, and we're going to use a high lunge as our transition. So curling those back toes under. We're going to push into all four corners of the right foot, right knee over your right ankle. As we inhale, rise up. Inhale, reaching for the sky. Exhale, opening up to warrior two. In warrior two, we have this right knee over our right ankle. That left foot is parallel to the short side of our mat. I like to pretend I'm taking my sweater off as I plug my shoulders into place. Coming into that warrior two. Also an option to come to your knee. Finding warrior two here. Wherever you are, we're going to inhale to look forward. Exhale, coming in to reverse warrior, just leaning back. If your back knee is lifted, not putting any pressure or weight on that back leg, gauging both glutes. Inhale. And exhale, cartwheeling all the way over, stepping it back. Find your flow. Down dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, stepping it through. Lowering that back knee. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, big circle with those arms. Bringing your hands to your hips. You decide if you're going to come up to a high lunge or get to your warrior two, staying low. You can uncurl those back toes. Rising up. Inhale. And exhale, coming into warrior two on the other side. Inhale to look forward. Exhale, coming into a reverse warrior. Your gaze can be up towards the sky, maybe down towards your mat. Engaging both of those glutes. Inhale. And exhale, coming through. Chaturanga to up dog. Downward facing dog. Making your way up to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Halfway lift. And fold. Rising all the way up. Hands to heart. Mountain pose. We're going to add on one more time. Inhale, reaching for the sky. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. And fold. Planting your palms, you choose your flow. Downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, stepping that right leg through. Option to keep that back knee lifted this time or lower, you decide. Inhale, rising up. High lunge. We're going to wait here for just a beat so that those of us that stayed on our knee can lift up as a transition. Inhale to look up. Exhale, opening up into warrior two. This time we're going to inhale to look back. Exhale, coming into an extended side angle. Really engaging this left glute, pushing into the outer edge of that left foot. Right knee is over your right ankle. We're not dumping our weight into this knee. We're just resting that arm here. Option to maybe open up wide. Or join me in a bind as we take this left hand and wrap it around, creating a bind with that right leg, taking your gaze over that left shoulder. Wherever you are, inhale, reaching for the sky. Exhale, planting that left palm, stepping it back. Find your flow. Down dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, step it through. Option to keep that back knee lifted this time. Inhale, rising up. We'll stay here for a beat. Inhale to look up. Exhale, opening up to warrior two. This time, inhaling to look back. Exhaling, coming into extended side angle. Option to open those arms wide. Or join me in the bind, taking that right arm, Grabbing that left inner thigh, taking your gaze over that right shoulder. Inhale, reaching for the sky. Exhale, planting your right palm. Last flow, you choose. Downward facing dog. Nice work. Make your way to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Halfway lift. And fold. Root to rise. Hands to heart. Nice job. You can move around, shake it out a little bit. So we're going to do a balancing pose starting at the top of our mat. We're going to have our right foot stay where it is, stepping this left foot back, coming into warrior one with those legs, engaging this left glute. That left foot's at a 45-degree angle, right knees over your right ankle. As we inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Nice bend in this right leg, keeping that back leg nice and straight. Grounding through all four corners of that right foot as we lift the left leg. Now's a nice time to maybe grab that block or book or chair, wall, as we straighten the right leg, opening that left leg up, coming in to a half moon pose here. Maybe lifting up off the block, maybe not. So go ahead and try that again on that right side. Still an area of growth for me. Just balancing pose. Nice work. When you feel ready, coming up, we're going to do the same thing now on the left side. So maybe adjusting that block or book or chair, whatever you're using. Left foot forward, right foot back. Warrior one with those legs. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, bending forward, keeping that back leg straight. Keeping a nice bend in this left knee as we lift the right leg up, straightening that left leg, using that block to assist you in opening up. Coming into this half moon pose. Woo! Trying it just 2 times on each side, giving it a go. See how you feel. Maybe coming up onto those fingertips. Woo! Very good. Nice work. All right, just coming back to the top of our mat, getting ready for our cool down. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And fold. Planting those palms. Stepping it back. We're going to bring our knees together and our feet together. Coming in to child's pose. Letting those shoulders get heavy. Enjoying that passive stretch along the back. Inhale to look forward. Exhale. We're going to push ourselves up, swing our legs out. Keeping a bend in those knees. I'm going to take my right hand to my left knee, my left hand to my right knee. Inhaling and exhaling. Resting my forehead maybe on my wrists. Once again, feeling that stretch in the back. You can maybe walk your feet forward a little bit. We're going to inhale to sit up and look forward. We're going to flip our feet onto our heels, keeping a bend in those knees. Getting a connection with that mat. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, forward fold with bent knees. Option to straighten those legs. Or keep them bent. No need to touch your toes. You can just reach towards your toes. And when you feel ready, slowly rolling up. Inhaling, reaching for the sky. Exhaling, planting those fingertips, toes pointing up towards the sky, coming into staff pose. Be still. We're going to inhale as we slide those heels in towards our sits bones, bringing our feet together for one last butterfly. Sitting up nice and tall. Maybe this time we inhale. And as you exhale, leaning forward. Inhale to look forward. Exhale to walk back up to a seat, closing those legs and coming onto your back. When you get there, pulling your knees in towards your chest, rocking a little side to side. When you feel ready, inhaling to extend that left leg. Exhaling, letting that right knee fall towards that right shoulder, flexing both your feet. Inhale to rock onto that left side. Stacking those hips, exhaling, looking over that right shoulder. Always an option here to stack your knees and your hips. Taking your gaze up towards the sky instead of over your shoulder. Feeling it out. Inhaling back to center. Squaring our hips to the short side of the mat, bringing our knees in towards our chest. Inhale to extend the right leg. Exhale to let the left knee fall towards the left shoulder. Inhale to rock on to that right side. Stacking those hips. Exhale, looking back over that left shoulder. Always an option to stack your knees. Inhaling back to center. Nice full body stretch. We're going to bring our legs together, our toes together, our hands coming just underneath our sacrum. As we inhale, lifting our gaze up, looking at those toes, walking our elbows underneath our shoulders. Inhale and exhale, bringing the crown of our head to our mat, coming into a fish pose here, finding stillness. Inhaling to raise your head all the way back up, looking at those toes. Exhaling, spreading those elbows out wide, coming onto our back. Coming into our final resting pose, Shavasana. Making choices from our inner knowing connects us with our purpose. If you have Teach from Your Best Self handy, on page 71, there's some prompts that are aligned with this chapter. I encourage you after Shavasana to maybe pick up that pencil, think about those questions, grow your self-awareness. I'm going to close practice here. The light in me honors the light in you.